Are you ready for the most kick-ass sports show ever? Introducing Kevin the Drumming Sex Appeal. Matt the All-Star Athlete. Tim the Red Bell Pepper kind of guy. Manny who misses the layup. And Otis from back at the barnyard. This is the Wildcasters.
What's going on, everyone?
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another week here on Wildcasters. We got Kev. He's a little depressed right now. You know, he saw the conference championship games play out. They didn't end the way one of them did, but the other one did.
Yeah, your team got shit on by the Saints, but move on.
Oh, if we could get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that later when we have the roast session on you.
I was gonna be nice today because you didn't really shit on my team,
Someone's a little
but
anal right now.
if
Jesus
you want,
Christ.
I can put you in the corner and you can bite at us, and I'll just put you down.
Rodgers sucks.
Real
This
quickly,
week-
just real quickly, you know, we were on hiatus for a week, and we got some big changes coming to the show that will officially be announced by me sometime in a video next week. We're putting kind of a little montage together of our best moments from our first season, I guess, if you want to call it that, from the Wildcasters. But that's all I got. Tim, continue.
I was just gonna say, all our topics for this week are gonna focus on the big game coming up on Sunday. It's Super Bowl. Not this Sunday. It's the next Sunday, right?
Well, it'll be this Sunday when these videos get released, so you could say
But
this
yeah,
Sunday.
Super Bowl. We got everything covered. We're gonna be talking about who's gonna win, MVP, stuff like that, and reaction to the conference championship games that played out last week too.
And that's mainly just a goodbye to Kevin's Packers, essentially, because the
That we've
AFC
all
game,
predicted.
we knew it was happening as soon as Mahomes announced that he's going to play. So let's get right into this Kev's Corner. Kev's Corner's back. What up, boy? What? Yeah, I know, your computer makes a noise like it's on fire.
Oh shit!
Oh, is that a new candle? Did you finally bring a new
Whoa.
candle?
Wait, are you like?
This was a gift from Kohl's. I'm not lying about that. It really was.
Thank you, Coles. Thank you.
Kohl's is
A
one of our
free
best
candle.
sponsors. Thank you. Go buy some towels and other
I
bullshit.
wish we were
So,
sponsored
question.
by Kohl's.
This is a candle from Glad. Isn't this the candle that like got recalled for like exploding?
I
Didn't know
don't know.
candles were.
That was the
possible.
Gwyneth Paltrow like vagina candle. That
Are you
was,
serious?
yeah, they got recalled for like exploding.
Oh, I thought it was these.
Wow.
Alright, well this scent is Hawaiian Breeze.
So if you thought this candle explodes, why did you put it on the
There
show?
we
Yeah,
go.
thanks for putting us in danger, Vagina Man.
I got practice later. What the
There's
hell?
one more
man?
wick.
There's one more wick.
There's
Kev.
3 wicks. That's awesome.
What's it? So what's the scent?
Hawaiian Breeze.
What does it smell like?
It's got a little coconut in it, a little Hawaiian Breeze.
A little bit of special
Whatever
needs.
Hawaiian Breeze smells like.
You know, it's got some seagulls, yeah, the whole 9
A
yards.
beach cat.
Yeah.
Shake that
Sand.
bitch. There, yeah. See.
We'll wait, Kev.
Did you guys miss this on the
Yeah.
hiatus?
There we
I
go.
definitely
wow.
did. I love wasting
Kev,
2
what-
minutes of the day trying to watch my cousin light a fucking candle. It's great.
What's
Okay,
the
I
smell?
love how the one. I just told you, it's coconut and Hawaiian Breeze.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Smells
punch
like
you all.
Hawaii.
Those are the worst flames that I have ever seen.
Yeah, I like how
They're
they're
pretty
all,
small.
all different levels.
Is it a bigger flamer than you?
What?
They're low energy, kind of like.
You came in here super
Nice and
special
depressed.
needs all of a sudden.
Oh,
All right, so as I was saying, Kev's
Yeah.
Corner. You've
What do you
got
got?
the best Super Bowl games of the 21st century.
I'm supposed to do that.
No, you're not, because you
Yeah.
mess it up every time and you forget to do it. So this week we have
Let Kevin
number
do it.
5 Pistons. And what the
Let
fuck is this
Kevin do
list?
it.
As I was saying, it's time for Kev's Corner. Top
yeah.
5 list this week. Top 5 Super Bowls since 2000. Alright, so little change to this list. I had the Patriots Rams at number 5, but then I realized
You
that,
didn't have to say that.
then I realized that, you know, Aaron Rodgers is the best QB of all time. And he proved that in Super Bowl 45, number 5, Super Bowl
Everybody-
45.
Everybody go on Google and search up top 5 Super Bowls. Just like that's the list.
It's that list, but he just subbed in the Packers because we were all grilling him about it.
Everyone would have
I know,
this
but it's
list.
just slightly
Literally.
different order.
But go on, Kev.
Yeah,
So the Packers beat the Steelers 31-25 in 2011. 2011 Super Bowl 45. It was the forever game that I will call Jordy Nelson's breakout game. He became the best receiver, second best receiver in Packers history. After Devontae.
Behind
Yeah,
Allen
yeah.
Lazard, we get it.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
it
Adam
going.
Lizard, yeah.
Marquez, Valdez.
Turnovers were the biggest. The Steelers outplayed them in the second half, but turnovers were obviously huge for the Packers, and Aaron had the best game of his life.
What were
beating-
his stats?
He had 3 touchdowns, and I think he had like a 112 QB rating.
What about yards?
300.
Like at least 6.
At least 300.
At least 200 yards. But yeah.
I'm glad you came prepared. Thanks for informing our
Yes.
viewers.
He had a great game, and obviously
Go to the
he
next
beat
one.
Timmy's Bears in the NFC Championship when, Jay Cutler was on a bike and,
We'll
just
bring that
sucks
up
ass.
later. Don't worry
A cock
about
bike.
it.
A cock bike, yeah. Number 4. Number 4, Super Bowl 49, Patriots versus Seahawks. I'm not going to mention what happened when we were watching this game, to save Matt's life, but we don't need to revisit that.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for the Patriots in this game, and
Wow.
obviously they came back from 24
This was when
14
Kev
down.
was big Tom Brady guy.
Actually, I was. Yes, they were down 24. No, the reason I was rooting for Tom Brady that year is because Seattle beat Green Bay in like the worst game of Green Bay's life.
Oh,
Shucks, yikes. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they
Green
came
Bay
back
lost an
down.
NFC championship? Wow.
Since
That like
what?
never happens.
Good one.
I think
His
it was a
defense
good one.
lost it, but that's okay. We'll
the
talk about
special
that later.
teams, that receiver.
But yeah, they
for
came back
crash.
from down 24-14. It was the top offense that year versus the top defense. Legion of Boom. So that brings us to number 3, Super Bowl 51 for sure. Patriots versus Atlanta. Again, I was going for the Packers that year. I mean, not the Packers. Sorry, the Patriots because Atlanta beat the Packers. No, because Atlanta beat the Packers the game before. So I had to root for the AFC. Just like I'm going to root for the AFC this year.
Wait, did the Packers lose in the NFC Championship that year?
Yes, to the
Wait,
Atlanta Packers.
that never happens though. What?
Yeah, wait. That's
We'll move on. Alright, it was the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. I mean, that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen for sure. Not just because of the comeback, but all in all, a great
That
game.
game sucked ass.
No, it was a great game.
No, it
the
wasn't.
second half.
You just
They
don't,
didn't
you
do
just
shit.
don't like Brady. That's
No, the Falcons didn't do shit. You want a game that's like close the
They
entire
did in the
time.
first half.
Okay, but not in the second half. The second half was all Patriots. The first
You
half
just
was
you
all
don't like
Falcons.
Brady. I'm sure if someone was rooting for Brady, that was probably one of the greatest games
They
ever.
got good at the end then, because they had to play clutch.
That's stupid.
Number 2, I was debating this between number 1 and number 2. I saw this game when I was, 2010, so I was
24.
20, no. I was 16, 17, whatever.
How
It was
old are you?
Steelers.
Like 35?
26.
Go on,
It
Kev.
was Steelers versus Cardinals. I was rooting for the Cardinals that year because my dad was rooting for the Cardinals too, and I gotta go with my dad because he used to be a Cardinals fan, still is,
Shut up!
and he loved Larry Fitzgerald, and that was the game that literally put Larry Fitzgerald on the map. It was the biggest controversial play in Super Bowl history, I think, was the end. It was not a touchdown. The Cardinals should have won that game, and all in all, it was a great game. And number 1, of course, I was watching this at my grandpa's. Biggest,
A little louder, please.
what's the word?
I don't know. This is your list.
You think
What's
you
the
would have
game?
brought it down?
It was the Giants versus Patriots. Patriots were undefeated.
Blowout.
Biggest underdog
Yeah,
story in
I
the
was
history of
about
the
to
Super
say.
Bowl, for sure. Eli Manning totally outplayed Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It was the greatest comeback. They were actually winning, and then it brought the biggest play in Eli Manning's career, for sure. The most insane play I've ever seen. Not only did he avoid like 5 tacklers, he threw it in the air to a guy's helmet, and they won the game. And all in all, they took down Tom Brady. The key to beating Tom Brady is pass rush, and they did that, and for sure, number 1.
There's your Giants.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so
And
critiques.
how does it feel that Tom Brady lost twice to Eli Manning in the Super Bowl?
How does it feel in like two out of your 5 things that the Packers lost in the NFC? I mean,
Was it Aaron Rodgers like 1 and 5 or
1 and 4 now.
pretty funny. As soon as Tom Brady entered the NFC, he had just as many NFC championships as Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Any critiques on the list, Manny? You've been kind of quiet. Grill him.
No.
It's only
You like
based
that
off.
list?
No.
It's only based off the 2000s, right?
He has the NBA standards.
If you included the 90s, of course you got to put the boys Super Bowls in there, but
No.
they're not in there. So,
None of those games were good.
but I mean that was the 90s though. They're
Yeah,
not
it wasn't
part of
included.
this.
Yeah, we weren't.
That's why he has no comment.
How much time we got left, Timmy?
We got
Where were
like
the Cowboys in these 20 years?
2 minutes.
Okay.
Where were the Cowboys in these 20 years of Super Bowl?
I like how you're getting on Manny's ass
Yeah.
and Manny didn't even say anything.
Hey, Manny, critique his list real fast. Come on.
We're about to get copyright issues. Thank you, because of you, Kevin. So
Every top 5 list I've had, you get copyright issues.
That's good.
Real quickly, I'll just explain what happened in that where Kevin said, "I don't want to wreck Matt's life" or something, or kill him or whatever you said, like a moron. But
Matt pissed his pants during the game. It was insane everywhere. Like,
no, there was that insane. Well, Kevin's obnoxious when he watches games, and like last week I went over and I was actually on his side. I was rooting for the Packers last week, obviously, because I hate Tom Brady, and like it was hard to root for the Packers because you have this kid just screaming every like 3 seconds at the top of his lungs. Anyway, it gets really obnoxious. So I usually go against him in the Super Bowl. I don't really care. I always root against Kev. And he was pulling for the Patriots because he bandwagoned Tom Brady hard that year, and it was that insane catch that Jermaine Kearse had, and my dad and I were ganging up on Kevin, and it was really funny. We were grilling him and roasting him the entire time, and like Brady time, or I forgot what you said, and we were making fun of him, and Jermaine Kearse makes that insane catch, and we all get up, and I start screaming at Kev, like laughing at him, and I just thought it was so funny because Kev was so distraught after that because he knew the game was over. And I started laughing so hard that I started crying, like I shed a couple tears. And then they get the ball into like the 2-yard line, and I'm like, there's 24 seconds left. You just give it to Marshawn Lynch, and we win. And so I'm still laughing like hysterically because the game's over at this point. We win. You just give it to Marshawn, feed the beast, and we win. And they throw that pass. I was like, and it gets picked off, and the tears were still there. So Kevin assumed that I was crying because the Seahawks lost, but I'm not a Seahawks fan, so why would I care that much? I just wanted to see Kev go down. So I ended up crying at the end of that game.
heard it here first, folks. Matt Gallagher has feelings. He's human.
Basically. So yeah, that's the story. So there you go.
The
buddy.
game-wise, Seattle will never be in another Super Bowl as long as Pete Carroll is the coach.
All right,
Pretty much.
let us know what you
That is
thought
start
of
that
Kev's
life.
corner on this one.
It was a copyrighted list, like we said. Big show, though, coming up. We've got a debate as to which team has the better weapons heading into the game. We have what else we have? We have predictions for the game itself, and we have a recap of last week's NFC and AFC championship game. So stick around, enjoy the show, and let us know what you think.
All right. So for our next topic, we're gonna be talking about reaction to the AFC and NFC championship games.
So
I know one person here for sure is not happy about the outcome of the NFC championship game, but at least you got your other
is it?
boy Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, your new number one.
I would like to say one thing, Packer Nation. I have your back for the next
That's
how long
terrible.
this segment is. 10
let me
minutes.
tell you, every Packers fan, every White Sox fan out there in the
So
world,
do not worry.
you better convince You better convince Kevin to not be a fan of your team anymore. He's a complete fan to any team.
He kind of is. Like, it's hard to root
Like,
for the White Sox
as
when they got
like
Kevin
Matt-
next to me.
The good news is,
Jimmy, I don't
though,
know if you're.
if you're worried about Matt or Kevin being a fan of your team, just wait for somebody else to get good, and then he
That's
leaves
true.
you.
That's true.
That's true.
Real quickly, let's just touch upon the AFC Championship game, kind of go through what happened there. Like I said, I still think the Chiefs were going to win that game, even with Henny or whatever his name is, Caleb or Chad, whatever his first name is.
Mike.
Mike, Henny, whatever. It's not Mike, but they have the weapons to do it. The Bills just aren't ready yet. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
They're a good team. They're developing. Josh Allen took a huge step forward this year. But
They finally got their number one receiver with Stephon Diggs. That'll be good.
They'll be solid. A couple pickups here and there, and I think they could legitimately become the favorites in the AFC. But anyway, they went up 9-0 right off the bat. I think everyone got a little bit nervous. I mean, I personally didn't, because like we were saying before the show, 24-0 to the Texans. The Chiefs can just put up 50 points at will like that. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. I mean, Mahomes threw for 325 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's insane. There's no stopping him. They had a solid run game. Tyreek Hill went off again, 9 catches for 152 yards. You really can't stop him. Kelsey was a big player.
Hayward, he had that, or was that his name? The dude that dropped the kick returns.
I thought that was Hardman, McCall
Hardman.
Yeah, he had a big game.
He had a huge bounce back after that first.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really how you see the Chiefs get behind so much. Like, there was a similar situation. I don't know. It might have been a fumble or a muffed punt again. To see them go down big. They don't go down big regularly unless it's a stupid mistake like a fumble or something like that.
I read an article that after that punt, Mahomes went to the bench and was like, I'm going to Hardman, or I'm going to you on literally our next drive, the first play, and he did.
Oh man,
so much confidence he had in him.
We know he reads, because where do you think he gets all the catch corners from?
That's a good point. But yeah, basically that's what happened in the AFC Championship. The Bills really couldn't match up with the Chiefs.
Not much of a surprise.
Yeah, so let's get into the NFC Championship. Saying goodbye to
Rodgers sucks.
Rodgers sucks.
He's 300 times better than Dak.
Okay, we're not getting into the Cowboys. Yeah. We're not getting into the Cowboys. Earlier this year we had a segment.
That's all he could say.
Of Brady versus Rodgers. How do you took Brady in that argument? So how do you feel now?
I still think Brady's the greatest QB of all time, but Aaron Rodgers is more talented.
Tell the camera.
Yeah, you got to speak up one.
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, but Aaron Rodgers is more talented.
It's ironic that he's right.
Tom Brady's a good quarterback.
Bill Belichick had nothing to do with any of the 6 Super Bowls that Tom Brady has won.
That's false. That's completely false. But let's get into what happened. So initially they fell behind. I missed the first half. Personally, I didn't get to see that. And I heard bad things were going on for the Packers. But I still had confidence. I really thought they'd come back, and they probably
Kevin King is the worst cornerback in the NFC.
Okay.
Probably in the league.
21-10 first half.
Yeah, 21-10 in the first half.
And I am so glad. Mike Pettin should have been fired the minute after he blew a one-on-one at the end of the half, or the beginning of the half.
No,
he literally should have been fired that 30 minutes.
Why wouldn't you
Thank God he's fucking gone.
Why wouldn't you fire Aaron?
Fuck off, Mike Pettin.
Why wouldn't you fire Aaron Rodgers?
Why?
He set that up. Because you're playing at the end of the half, right? Obviously you want points. So that means you have to play aggressive, but you can't play stupid. You have to protect the ball. He threw into the tightest coverage I've ever seen and got picked off to set up.
He was held.
No, it wasn't.
It was pass interference.
He was covered before he even threw that pass.
It was pass interference.
Did they call it?
No.
Then it's not pass interference.
But they called the last fucking play of the game.
Right.
No.
So that's how it works. It's a penalty if the flag comes
the
out.
Zebras of the game.
It's not a penalty if there's no flag. So that's actually on Aaron Rodgers.
Earlier today that this was like the first time the Packers were on our side.
Or the refs, yeah.
No, that's the first time the refs weren't on our side.
Yeah.
So you admit they usually are.
Now, what do you have to say for your running game? 6 carries for Aaron Jones for 27 yards.
I mean, we were playing from behind, so we had to pass.
Oh, so if you're down 7, you have to pass.
What about the
running when
NFC
they were
Derrick
down
Henry?
What happened to A.J. Dillon?
Because Matt LaFleur's an idiot.
And we can't go over that in a little bit.
He ruined the game, too. It's not just Aaron's fault. Actually,
Why
I
didn't-
give Aaron 10% of the blame in that game.
Why didn't Aaron
10.
run it in?
10.
Because he thought he had an open receiver, which he
No,
didn't.
he didn't. He
for
was
like
double
a second.
covered, and he was on the
For
ground.
like a second. The safety
Still,
came over.
once
He was
recognized-
open.
Once he recognized that it wasn't open, why didn't he run? You think he'd figure that out?
I don't know.
To be completely honest,
I'm not in his head. So
this
I'm
is why I don't like big sports betting and it getting legalized in more and more states, because you have situations like that where it makes you think at least. Like you have to at least ponder the
But
idea
even
that this
on-
game could potentially be fixed.
Even
realistically, you
even-
don't see that. You have 20 yards to work with.
So what, you think
And
Matt
you throw it
LaFleur
into triple
personally
coverage.
sabotaged Aaron Rodgers?
No, it wasn't Matt LaFleur.
No,
but both
Aaron
teams
Rodgers
could legitimately be
should've
in that. Right. That's all I'm saying is just to put that in our viewers' heads. That's why I'm against a lot of that. But let's
But
continue.
they still should have gone for the touchdown after that play, regardless if he ran it in or didn't ran it in.
Yes.
Because he had no confidence in his QB, clearly.
The biggest problem was going for 2 at the end of the when they scored in the third.
Is that?
Matt LaFleur.
Okay,
but like I
yeah.
said, you had no problem with it. You're like, yeah, that's a good call.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And not until I explained it the entire rest of the game that it's moronic, because if you miss that and you score again, you must convert. So why not just kick that extra point, take the guaranteed point, and I know it's not guaranteed with Crosby per se, but he's not awful. He's going to make that 90% of the time, okay? But you don't put yourself in that kind of hole. Then if you if they score a field goal, you're still in range just to keep pace with them. You don't put it down to a 2-point conversion. And I'm not saying it wasn't on St. Brown for dropping that pass.
What I don't get, though, is that if he didn't have confidence in his defense when he went for the 2-point conversion. And then in the 4th down, he had confidence in his defense. I don't understand.
The 2-point conversion has nothing to do with confidence of defense. I don't know where you get that from. How does that relate to the defense? That was simply just trying to play the analytics, saying that it's better to go for 2.
Because,
right.
if they made the 2, they would have only been down, 10?
No. What was this? What was
21-17, I think it was that point. Or was that the second half, the 2-point conversion? I don't remember.
This 2-point conversion was in the second half. It was the Packers' score. That's why they had 13 instead of 14 score. I'm just saying, you don't go for 2 unless you absolutely have to and it's late in the game. That's way too early to be going for 2. That's the bottom line. Manny, start grilling them. You're quiet this entire day.
Packers suck.
Is that all?
Give it up for Manny!
Tom Brady threw 3 picks in the final 5 drives of the game. And what happened to Aaron Rodgers? 3 and out.
He didn't capitalize. I'll give you that. That's why I give him 10% of the blame.
Only 10 though?
Yeah, he outplayed Tom Brady. I give Tom Brady 50% of the blame for them losing. No, actually, you know what? I give him 5% of that win.
Then where's the
Tom
95 go to?
The 95% goes to their defense.
Their defense was big on it, but Tom Brady definitely deserved more than 5%.
I'd say around 10 to 15. Tom Brady wasn't the biggest part of that game. I will agree that defense absolutely carried them. I think they had 5 sacks.
He literally gave them the game.
Well, I mean,
it was 5 to 6
3 different
sacks. It might have
times.
been 6.
It was, yeah,
but they didn't capitalize.
What about
their defense
what
showed
about
up?
the opening drive of the game? Didn't Tom Brady have back-to-back 3 third down and longs to convert?
Yeah, because their defense is horrible.
Who, Packers?
The Packers defense once again proved that they did not show up in the playoffs.
I'm
You
just
realize that every NFC championship, Aaron Rodgers, his defense have given up more than 30 points?
Okay, but here's the
How many
thing.
AFC championships games did Tom Brady's defense give up more than 30 points? Fucking 0.
Because his
So
team,
fuck off.
his organization knows how to construct a team.
And here's the thing. When we would always grill you about your defense and say, Kev, your defense is a weakness, it's a liability, come playoff time, you'd always say, no, it doesn't matter, we have Aaron and Devontae. So why couldn't Aaron and Devontae overcome that?
He's the MVP this year.
Well,
he should
Devontae
overcome
had
it.
a huge drop that could have gotten the score 17-14.
So
that was huge.
is Devontae not that good? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
he's very good. He still had a great game.
How much of the blame does Devontae have?
He had 1 touchdown.
5%.
So 15% in Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and I give
And would you
80% of the blame to I give 50% of the blame to LaFleur and 80% or
What
That's
the
30%.
so much more.
30% to the defense.
So you want LaFleur gone, right?
Okay.
You want
No, I want Mike Pettin gone.
So 50.
I give
gone.
LaFleur another guy. I
There's-
know.
so
I am so happy
There's
he's gone.
5% that's completely left unaccounted for. Because 15
All right,
is
5% goes to Mason Crosby.
How do you
What
feel?
about-
Being
What
Mason
about King?
Crosby.
What
That's part of defense.
what about you and your Tom Brady's playing in Aaron Rodgers is gonna be
Yeah.
snowing.
And there was
Nobody-
fans too.
Nobody can compete
True.
in Lambeau
Yes.
Field in snow and fans on. So what happened?
I mean, he played in Foxborough for his whole life. He's used to it.
he's used to some pretty cold fucking weather.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
some
why I was
brutal
scared.
weather.
I was scared that we were playing Tampa.
I
It's
do
the
have to
only
give you
team that would
props.
beat
Yeah,
us.
he did. He was the only one that thought the Bucks were the scariest team to
And-
beat the
okay.
Packers.
No shit.
I told you it was gonna happen.
We would have
I didn't know
destroyed
that.
the Saints. Drew
But-
Brees would not
Well, yeah,
have
the
played
Saints
well.
are awful, but I still don't understand. That was just a bad game. It was legitimately hard to watch because of poor coaching, because of poor defense, because Rodgers couldn't get shit going on.
Why the fuck would you play man defense at the 40-yard line? You know Tom Brady's gonna throw a bomb before the half. He does it every game.
Yeah.
So what would you
I
like
watched
them to
Tom
play?
Brady my whole life.
Zone, prevent, whatever that defense is.
Okay.
Not fucking man-on-man Kevin King to Mike Evans.
That was
Or no, Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
Well, so
Kevin King was getting torched the entire game, and you leave him one-on-one with the
I
fastest
think that was the
receiver
first.
on the team.
I think that was the first time he actually got like torched that game, though. I think he was doing decently up to that.
No,
point.
he got torched the first 2 touchdowns.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see. Most
Yeah,
of
no,
the first
he was
half.
getting burned like the entire game. I mean, that's what they call find the fish. Like I was watching a segment with Urban Meyer. When you have a man defense, it's called find the fish. You find the matchup that you can take most advantage of. So, you know, when we play like our football games, basically whoever's Kevin guarding, I'm going to. Like that's my last resort. Whoever Kev, attack Kev. And that's what they did. Attack Kev, Kevin King. Attack Kevin King, and that's what they found.
Kev.
And
How do you
That's
feel?
the
I'm gonna
Kevin,
pull
you
them.
can't-
I don't know why Jair Alexander
Alexander
was not on Mike Evans. I don't understand that. Mike
How do you
Evans on
feel
the game. No, he
that
wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Rogers'
Mike
MVP
Evans-
season just went to waste?
yeah.
No, it didn't. He still had a great year.
No,
It went to
He won a
waste, though.
championship.
No,
That
Super
doesn't
Bowl.
matter.
Okay.
They're a Super Bowl.
Good job
contending team.
beating like the Jacksonville
Rams.
Jaguars
Oh,
in the
and your
regular
Bears.
season. Oh, the Bears too.
Handling-
The Lions, the Vikings.
No. You can definitely argue that the Bears had a better season than the Packers.
No.
They
Please do
overachieved.
explain.
They overachieved, and the Packers significantly underachieved.
The
Bang.
Packers were supposed to win the Super Bowl. Bears were supposed to be dog shit.
Yeah.
The Bears were
Not dog shit. They were
They were
supposed to be like
supposed to be
500,
better.
and they
That
snuck
is
into
the
the
most
playoffs.
ridiculous statement I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
No, it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quickly,
What
let's
what
just
were your expectations for the Green Bay Packers?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I
Yeah,
think that was
so they
everyone's.
underachieved. That's
Okay,
the definition of underachieving.
And the Bears didn't necessarily underachieve. They fought. I mean, you know,
Nah.
you could be disappointed in the season, but
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for your coach, they probably would have won like 11 games.
Well,
And
yeah.
if it wasn't for your coach, they would be in the Super Bowl right now.
I mean, yeah. Just to
If it
go,
wasn't for
just
Mike,
to
But he
revisit.
won him back too, so.
Just to revisit that situation, there was 24
Yeah.
seconds left in the third quarter, and the Packers scored. So the score then became 28-23, and they decided to go for a 2-point conversion. And I warned Kevin. I said, if they miss this, Tampa Bay's going to get
They
the
are
ball,
fucked.
and they're going to just run the clock out, a majority of the clock out. And if they kick a field goal, now you have to score a 2-point conversion, and that's literally exactly
But
what
if they
happened.
did not make the only flat, or if they didn't make the only, if they didn't call the only penalty of the game, the Packers would have
Nope,
won.
don't give me
Alright,
that. Don't
let's
give me
wrap
that.
They
this
would've.
up.
Nope.
Wrap
It was
this up.
4th down.
Now, nope. Don't
Aaron
give me
would've
that.
gotten a winning
You
touchdown.
should not be talking about game-winning drives like that.
Okay, we're
After
not
the
relating.
Cowboys-
We're not
after the
relating this
Dez
back to the
Bryant-
Cowboys.
After the Dez Bryant catch, no, don't give me
Shut
That
up.
wasn't a
shit.
fucking catch.
No one cares
Yeah,
about
that
the
was a
Cowboys.
catch.
They've been irrelevant for the
catch.
last 8 years. Okay.
They've been irrelevant for 30 years.
Okay. Even better. But final thoughts on this game specifically from everyone. Jimmy.
I called it. You called me an idiot. I knew it was gonna happen though. And even a lot of people at school didn't believe that. I was constantly saying the Bucks are gonna win. And they won.
Yeah, because no one likes Tom Brady.
Manny.
Aaron Rodgers had one more playoff win than Dak Prescott this year.
Yeah, and he has 4 more than Dak in his career. Actually, no, 8 more.
Well,
But
yeah,
come on.
'cause how long has Aaron Rodgers been playing for?
But go,
15
no.
years.
Yeah, no.
Shut
Just my last thing. It was a very disappointing game to watch. Very hard to watch. The Packers significantly underachieved. They were the better team.
Oh, real quick, when the Cowboys lost, Kevin kept calling me, and I
No,
kept answering.
Kevin, what's your
But-
final statement?
But no, hold up.
We don't
But
care
every
about the
time,
Cowboys.
every
My
time
final
I kept
statement
calling,
is that Mike
No, shut up.
Pence
Every
deserves
time-
to be fired and Aaron Rodgers outplays
every
Tom
time
Brady.
I tried to call Kevin, he wouldn't answer. So that just lets
No one
lets
wants
you
to
know.
hear how
saying.
you talk to your boyfriend.
Goodbye to the Packers. Fuck off.
That almost hit the camera.
Oh, I know. I'm perfect. That's what I do. I wanted it to graze the camera.
Imagine if it.
Kev, last words on your season.
Oh, jeez. Let him put the
Thank
hat
you,
back
Packers
on.
fans.
Yeah,
Thank you, Aaron.
please.
You're clearly the MVP of the league. It was great to watch him.
That's what you look like without a hat?
Yeah.
All
Our
right.
season's done.
Cool.